didn't know how to start. Did a little Conan, that was fun. Getting ready to roll into the day, and I was going through my feed. I'm watching stuff and being we're getting like almost zero traction now. Well, I admit I like Asmongold. I watch a lot of stuff he posts. Turns out, yeah, outside of the weird cockroaches and some of the other stuff, his takes are pretty accurate for me. Don't have a problem with it all. And I thought we'd start with I don't ever really fuck it. I'll be honest, I can't address it much better, and I think there's it's just like a fucking avalanche right now. Damn. I'm using this shit anyway, so I can curse. I can't spell shit that way.
White people Twitter got banned?
That's correct. Now, for context,
Finally!
forgot. So yesterday, I made a video. It already has 700,000 views, and it's titled, Reddit Has Gone Insane. It has. And I'm looking at some of the posts that are made.
So now I saw this going around, and then the action that's moved forward on it. I've got to say, as a straight tinfoil hat crazy person, and then finding out that they had 5,000 employees going after grannies January 6th. And I watched the timeline. I understand that if they wouldn't have shot into the crowd, it probably would have been a lot different. Who authorized that? Who authorized the first rounds of tear gas into the crowd? I'm just saying, pipe bomb or what? So I was watching all that and thought it was very interesting. I, as a crazy person, always knew the Patriot Act was going to be turned on American citizens, not, the T word. And, some confusion out there, because what we're watching right here goes to explain that maybe people are confused. Once again, it is shit. Just because you don't like to hear it, don't make it bad. But I can't threaten you. I can't call you out. I can't, scream fire in the theater and cause a stampede. Like a Great White Show, they actually had fire. But I'm thinking, if we weren't so reactionary, maybe a lot less people would get hurt. But I'm bigger and stronger and have to be first out the door. Man, what happened to women and children first? I respect the idea that men would take the high road, and now everyone beelines it for the exit. Is as much trampling as possible. It's frustrating. Point being, I was rambling about this video, and the whole. Are we really witnessing the messengers being persecuted like they're the bad guys, when evidence of a system gone astray should be the talking point? Now, I don't know, because he said some stupid, the orange tyrant said some stupid shit yesterday, so I'm thinking people are going to go ape shit. I'm guessing that's a setup. They must know better. Unless they really want to turn the whole area into a 15-minute city. Maybe they're going to rebuild the line there. But being I'm not on either side of the fight in the Middle East, I'm going to let it go. I think the people trying to get into their cookie jar the other day was the best photo op. Oh my God, there's an unelected deep state taking over our government is the most ridiculous argument I've heard over the last, let's say, at least 8 years of forced propaganda and progressive ideology. Come on. Of course there's going to be a shit ton of blowback. Talking to Ange about this, keep your eyes open, because I think there's going to be a ton. That's ultimately what this rant's about and why I'm doing this one, because you got a much bigger following. I don't think this. I think this position is correct. See the difference? No, that's just for the cheap seats in back who stumble across. I hope otherwise it's preaching to the choir. I'm not saying I have to agree with everything that's going on, but there's strong evidence that the crazy people were right. Let's find out. Instead of this, oh my God, I'm so scared of change, I agree with the meme. I'll pay $1,000 for eggs if it means it brings the entire. Yeah, so I see what system they wanted to crumble. Structure, productivity, respectability, self-respect, pride. That was the system that was meant to be destroyed. And I'm hoping that the indoctrination system for the destruction of everything that is the Republic is come to an end. And I think it's okay to be on either side of this thing. There's strong evidence that, here, I switched to tallow. And now the boss is a little kind of walking on eggshells because, I put in my notice, but I gave her months. But I still want to move on. But she kind of keeps telling people, she's like, fuck it. She was like, Randy told me month before the distributor. And the distributor pitched tallow as a more profit-conscious alternative because it lasted longer in the fryers, which it did. It lasted twice, 3 times as long. But the point is even in my real world, I was trying to suggest a couple things would be better for us, and what a difference it's making. Taste, flavor, flexibility. I get to flex on the facts. It's awesome. I love it. Point is I think either side you fall on right now, it's pretty evident that we have a problem with our food. We have a problem with our care system. We have a problem with a lot of problems. And if what's collectively being heard as kicking and screaming and crying, well, I think that's the dying gasps of a movement that was mostly funded from the darkness. And now we're finding out where the funnel was. That's interesting.
Made by some of these, I don't know if you want to use this word, but we'll use it, people, and they're just casually glorifying killing people, figuring out where they live.
For context, these are not your run-of-the-mill threats against President Trump or Elon Musk. Multiple subreddits have now been targeting government employees.
And I don't know if the mainstream has talked about it, but one of them wrote an AI program to read some scrolls from Pompeii. I mean, like a rock, but they found a way to X-ray it, and I know, according to the deep conspiracy people, they're probably using some alien reversed engineered technology. But honestly, I heard the kid just wrote an algorithm, a code, and taught it how to decipher what was written in there, even though it was rolled up in like a rock. I mean, come on. This is the first time in a long time. I saw it. I agree with it. The current system is weaponized autism. The 4chaners it appears to be working for good, not evil. And the amount of energy I saw him put in just finding Shia LaBeouf's flag, some smart mofos there. I'm impressed. I have faith in the youth. But it is scaring people.
employees, and in particular the software developers' interns working with the Trump administration.
These are the normal comments made by normal people on Reddit. They all live somewhere. Pink missed all of them. Needs to be shot. Dox these people and let us deal with them. Big surprise, that shit actually doesn't fly very far. This subreddit has been temporarily banned due to a prevalence of violent content. So basically, this is the U.S. attorney. Our initial review of evidence presented to us indicates that certain individuals and/or groups have committed acts that appear to violate the law targeting Doge employees. We are in contact with the FBI and other law enforcement partners to proceed rapidly. We have our prosecutors preparing. Does shutting down the sub not contradict the right of free speech? Only a retard would think that advocating for violence against a government employee is free speech. Unfortunately, there's a lot of retards. By the way, Reddit is in basically damage control mode now. You've even got the Reddit administration that are making posts about this. When we identify communities experiencing an increase in rule violations.
Oh yeah, there's that difference. Turns out that I can reflect upon how something makes me feel and then comment on it. It can be part of my rhetoric. It doesn't matter if that offends someone, that's no big deal. Calling for direct action. That's where it gets sticky, doesn't it? And then the obvious truth of the difference in the type of rhetoric. Now, don't get me wrong. Every camp has got their extremists who talks big smack, bigger than the rest. But we're talking about just the generalized statements. And what's nice is it doesn't appear to be accumulating into much direct action because I think they can't get the fire fanned and fed with fuel. But I'm just killing time talking shit. I don't know. I just haven't updated, and I thought this is a good way to do it.
Violating content, placing a temporary ban on the community. Most of them deleted their accounts. I mean, it won't matter because Reddit will just get subpoenaed for the information by the FBI, and the FBI will have to turn over all the information. There's like a 30-day thing that pretty much all social media companies have to comply with. Basically, all of the Reddit revolutionaries are going to be facing FBI agents and potentially charges. So they fucked around.
Yeah, so Reddit revolutionaries. I would say the actual movement, the revolutionary movement would be with the young men willing to go in and finally dig. And then here's what I realized. I'll be damned if it didn't take the first person rich enough to be not bought off. So it means in my entire life, every person who wanted to go into that shit with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington bullshit dreams just got paid off and went on the take. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And I'm pretty sure I watched my old man, my mom, I watched everyone I know work themselves into the ground. And then you look around and we got areas that are like the third world. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on it all. And the evidence is shining a light onto the darkness makes the rats go a-running. Never have seen it this crazy. This much disclosure in this short a time. And like I said at the beginning, and I will finish with this, I think the Orange Tyrant said stupid shit too. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about some other stuff. I'm actually pulling for our health and our economic responsibilities to our republic. I don't care what the figurehead, even though this one seems to be willing to answer questions, speak, and it's, you might not like it, but you can certainly see what's going on now. And I know I spent 4 years not knowing nothing. Right? Word salad and vodka shots.
companies have to comply with. Basically, all of the Reddit revolutionaries are going to be facing FBI agents and potentially charges. So they fucked around and they're about to find out.
Sean Combs.
We don't care about Sean. Later.